Hello, I am Josiah Gufflin, and this is my presentation on the post-traditional student experience at Carroll Community College. I'm a candidate for a Master of Arts in Higher Education from Messiah University and a former Assistant Director of Admissions at Carroll Community College. Let me clarify that for the purpose of this presentation, post-traditional student refers to any student that is 25 years of age or older. Here's the outline of the presentation today. I'll do my best to keep it short. The purpose of the research was to study the post-traditional student at Carroll Community College and use that information to better serve that student population. I did this through three main ways: a survey to students to better understand their perspective and reasoning for attending Carroll, a review of the literature to search for best practices that could be practically implemented at Carroll, hold interviews and conversations with staff members in institutional research, continuing education and training, marketing, and admissions to better understand our current marketing campaigns and techniques. The goal is to find ways for the institution to improve in the way we recruit, advise, and support our post-traditional students. Let's start with an overview of the survey. A 10-question survey was created by me with much help from Candace Edwards and then approved by institutional research and was sent out to 630 post-traditional credit students, only credit students. We were able to secure 149 responses, which is equal to almost a 24% response rate. One of the questions was, does Carroll feel like the right fit for you? We had 148 responses to this question, and only 5 respondents said no. That means almost 97% of the students that responded to this survey feel that Carroll is the right place for them. We also asked students why they were attending college and why they were attending Carroll specifically. There was a myriad of answers to this, but the top contenders were to change careers, finish their degrees, or grow within their current career field. When looking over at the responses for why students chose Carroll, the responses are harder to decipher. Just over a quarter of students decided on Carroll after looking at the webpage, 22% after speaking with someone at the institution, and then nothing else broke 10%. There were 50 individual answers for why they were coming to Carroll specifically. A few of my favorites are, my sister went there and I liked it, yay, legacy admissions, that's good for us. Another student stated, I attended Community College of Baltimore County previously, but after attending Carroll, I wouldn't want to ever go back to CCBC. When asked for some reasons why they attend Carroll, the students could select any number of options. The top 2 clear reasons that arose are affordability and convenience. Degree options and reputation were also factors, but to a lesser degree. Some other notable answers were the sense of community and the transferability of credits. 48% of survey respondents did not even look at another institution before coming to Carroll, so no competition there. 52% did look somewhere else before attending Carroll. Those institutions are listed here. As a point of emphasis, 21% of the students that looked somewhere else looked at Howard Community College. We now move on to the advising and registration process. 95% of respondents found it easy to register for classes, with only 8 students responding that it was not easy to navigate the process. When asked why it was not easy, students wrote the following. Several advisors don't know what they are doing. I found one I liked, but kept getting sent back to my assigned advisor. My advisor met with me over the phone and walked me through each click of the mouse. The portal wasn't intuitive, but Dr. Shindehet helped me out. She gave me good advice, so I had a good course plan too. Overall, students in the survey were very happy with their experience with the advising office. Next, we asked students what we could do better. This was an open question with no options given from there. We had 99 responses out of the 149, so about 2/3 answered this question. And these responses give a spattering of what was said. The full set of survey responses has been included in the email containing this link. Overall, the responses asking for feedback were full of nice and positive notes. One of the funnier responses was a request to separate younger students from the adults. A theme that I found while reading the responses was that students were asking or suggesting resources that are already available, but they were not aware of. I do not think this is a phenomenon that only affects our post-traditional students, but it's important that we are cognizant that older adult students are also not finding the resources that are meant for them. This moves us on to our SWOT analysis. On this page, we have the strengths and weaknesses. The strengths are clear, and it's hard to condense it down to just 3, but here they are. 1. Post-traditional students believe that Carroll is affordable and convenient. Our messaging around that has been very clear, and it seems to have been received well. 2. Post-traditional students are overwhelmingly happy with their decision to be at Carroll. 97% believe it is the right fit for them. That is an astounding figure to see. 3. Customer service themes of being valued and part of a community have been seen throughout the survey. Carroll is not immune to weaknesses, though. The top 3 are that students are not aware of the resources available on campus. They do not feel that there is enough evening, online, and weekend options for coursework. And lastly, there is not any organization or events targeted toward credit post-traditionally aged students for them to bond and create those communities. Opportunity that Carroll has right now is the fact that online learning is the temporary normal, at least through the spring of 2021. This could give us the chance for people to choose us over other institutions if everyone is online. Also, sadly, during this time, many people are out of work, and there could be a chance to get those students back into the college. This would take a targeted campaign while we also focus on financial aid and all the other resources that are available for those students. Third, only 35% of Carroll County has a bachelor's degree or higher in this county. That means that we have 65% of the county that is over the age of 25 that does not have a bachelor's degree. Why? While we will never be able to get all of these students, it does mean there is a lot of potential students available to us in this target range. Threats include Howard Community College. How many students we have lost to them is unknown, but more post-traditional students look there than anywhere else. The only ones we know about, of course, are the ones that chose Carroll. Another threat is for-profit colleges that are targeting adult students by advertising credit for life experience. Multiple respondents made remarks to the effects of credit for life experience or prior knowledge. Reviewing the literature and data, I found many sources that confirm what was found in the survey results. Post-traditional students attend college for a myriad of reasons. It is not easy to place them in buckets to the same extent that we can with traditionally aged students. A very aggressive stance by Pecorelli and Terenzi equated lack of focus on post-traditional students to a bias against them. And again, the importance of community for post-traditional students was also emphasized. When reviewing other community colleges, I found that Carroll had the lowest percentage of post-traditionally aged students in the area, per the National Center of Education Statistics, NCES. Carroll reported a 22% post-traditional student body percentage. That was lowest among the 9 community colleges that I reviewed. Other institutions had post-traditional student populations that made up to 40% of the student body. You can see CCBC there with a post-traditional student population percentage at 40%. I wondered if the percentage of county residents that already had a bachelor's degree affected the percentage of students that were post-traditional. I reviewed the U.S. Census data, but bachelor's degree attainment rate and post-traditionally aged students did not seem to correlate. As you can see on the chart, regardless if an institution was in a county with a very high bachelor's degree rate, like Howard County, which has a 60% rate of bachelor's degree, or a relatively low bachelor's degree attainment rate, like Cecil County, with only 23%, they both had substantial 5 to 10 percentage points more post-traditional students than Carroll. This leads me directly into my suggestions. First, I think we have room to grow with the number of post-traditional students that are in the county. And with how happy our current student population is with their experience at Carroll, my suggestion would be to have a targeted campaign using our current post-traditional students to target prospective post-traditional students from around the county. I suggest that we would also combine marketing and recruitment strategies with CET. I do not believe that the average Carroll County citizen knows the difference between CET and credit. When they receive something in the mail, it's just from Carroll Community College. They don't necessarily know if it's from CET or if it's from credit. Combining efforts could cut down on the number of mailings that go out from Carroll while being more effective with the marketing and the mailers that do go out. Obviously, this would be a large change, but one that could save time and money in the long run. I would also pursue a CET to credit pipeline, contacting prior CNA, GNA CET students and talking to them about nursing or other healthcare fields that we could offer since our nursing program is so saturated at this time. Lastly, consider having a post-traditional or adult student lunch once we get back in person to help build that community. Lastly, I would like to thank everyone that has helped me during my project. Dr. Dottie at Messiah University, Candace Edwards, who is my prior supervisor, my mentor, and my friend. I would also like to thank Dr. Crumley for her guidance and my classmate, Sarah, for all her assistance and support. Above all, I must thank my amazing wife that has encouraged and supported and helped me and cheered me on through long days and longer nights. Thank you so much, Sarah. Here's my first page of references and my second page.